What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel, and finally, we finally got a player over the line. Mason Mount is confirmed as a United player. You know, we've got the official confirmations from, you know, that we need in this day and age, in this transfer day and age. Fabrizio Romano, man, like, he loves the club himself. You know, David Ornstein, these guys on Twitter and social media have confirmed that Manchester United and Chelsea have reached an agreement to sign for the transfer of Mason Mount from Chelsea to United of 55 million plus 5 million in add-ons. I'm happy, right? I'm happy we've got a signing over the line, but let's be honest, it's probably not the most exciting signing. It's a bit underwhelming. You know, it's Mason Mount, really. You know, like, it's not, maybe I don't even want Neymar, but it's not one of those big, it's not really a big name. But let's talk about it, because it might actually be a better signing than some of us are thinking. Because if you look across social media right now, I don't think United fans are very excited about this. Me personally, I'm not overly excited about it either. You know, our priorities are probably goalkeeper, which we'll get into in a minute actually, and striker. Striker is the most priority signing, I think, for this summer window. We've been stalling. I haven't jumped on YouTube for a little bit because there's no point like reacting to every single thing. We've been linked to about 100 players already between the window opening in June 14th and today. And we've been linked to Mason Mount since May. And it's taken us this long to secure this sign, or to at least get this confirmation. And looking at it from previous, if you look at the precedent that United have set, right, we don't actually sign many players in June. I think what United try and do is wait till July to wait for the football season, officially financial season, to be over, and then, you know, July is when, you know, the new season starts, and they can push everything into the next year's billing. We don't care about all that as fans. We just want to see signings, especially when you consider yesterday, people, you know, Fabrizio and Ornstein was dropping bombs for Arsenal, you know, signing Havertz, and also confirmation of Declan Rice going to Arsenal. Then you had Tottenham signing Madison. You had Chelsea selling all their players. You had Man City obviously signing Kovacic. It's just, and I think the other players, you know, Tonali went to Newcastle. Just United, we weren't doing anything. And it's nice at least to get that bomb today, to get that exclusive, you know, I'll read them out now, Fabrizio. He said, breaking news, Manchester United agree £60 million package deal for Mason Mount, obviously 55 million plus 5 million in add-ons. It's done. Here we go, he says. Personal terms agreed weeks ago. Like I said, we've been dealing with this for time, since May probably. Face-to-face talks between the clubs made it clear the agreement is done, and Mount becomes a United player. You know, there were talks that we were leaving the race after all this back and forth with the negotiations. I think Chelsea originally wanted 75 million. So props to United's negotiation team for getting it down to 55 plus 5. But really, we're still probably overpaying for this guy, right? He's not really, like I said, he's not a star name. He's not like the exciting signing that you'd want. But I think it might be useful for the team. Let's read David Ornstein's drop a bomb or exclusive. He said, Manchester United have reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Mason Mount. Deal for 24-year-old England midfielder is worth up to 60 million, 55 million plus 5 million add-ons. Permission has been given to do a medical and finalise personal terms, now to paperwork stage. So obviously it's the weekend coming up, and I think Mason Mount apparently is on holiday, so I'm guessing he's going to do the medical maybe next week, sometime when he's back from holiday. We'll get the official signing or official announcement from the club later on. But it's nice to see that we've got this deal over the line. You know, Ten Hag clearly wants this guy. You know, like I said, we've been linked with him from May, early June, before the window opened, and everybody kind of thought that it would get over the line really quickly. It didn't. You know, it's dragged on for weeks, and we're about to hit July now. Like I said already, United don't really seem to do business in June, so clearly we should have waited. We should have expected it to be July, but it's still hard to see all these other teams doing stuff and you're not doing anything. Anyway, and like I said, I would have preferred personally. Maybe prefer is the wrong word, but we probably more so need a number, like a replacement for Casemiro, right? A number 6, and Mount doesn't give you that. And we'll get into what Mount gives in a minute, what I believe he gives, but he doesn't really give you that. He's not a number 6. And when we were linked, when we were having all these discussions with Chelsea and how there were reports that we were going to actually go for Caicedo instead of Brighton, I was actually more excited about that deal, because fair enough, he's a bit more expensive, but also I think he's 1 or 2 years younger. He's the kind of player I think we need. You know, we need that kind of defensive midfielder that can cover for Casemiro, but also in the big games against the Arsenal or Man City, probably Man City. Let's not say Arsenal's a big game. we need a player that can, or two sixes basically, a Casemiro and a Caicedo, and Mason Mount is not that, right? And actually, I'm actually surprised that he wanted to come in the first place. Mason Mount, this is because he's a Chelsea, like I was gonna say legend, but definitely not legend. He's a Chelsea academy player, right? So it's quite surprising he wants to leave. Maybe because of the bad season last season, he's kind of had enough. Only had 1 year left in his contract, which is one of the reasons why I also think we probably overpaid by about maybe 10, 15 mil. Because really, 45, 50 mil probably would be more, I think, a fair payment. But ultimately, who cares about the money, right? Like, people are complaining now about his wages. Who cares? If he delivers, if we're winning trophies and winning games, big games, who really cares, right? I don't. I just want to win. But then, like I said, when you consider people like Kovacic went for 30 mil, Havertz went for 65 mil to Arsenal. So, I guess we've got a bit of a deal, but I don't think Havertz was on his final year of the contract like Mason Mount. But anyway, like I said, I've already given you the details of the deal, but let's talk about what we're getting. What are we getting from this player? And I think really what Ten Hag is looking for here is a player that works hard, or what he wants is a player that works hard, that can give a lot to the team generally, off the ball, on the ball, creatively. And a lot of people are actually saying that we're almost signing like a better Fred, right? Because we all know that Fred is tenacious. Fred runs around a lot. He wins the ball back, and he press monster. And actually, I might stop saying that because it just reminds me of Weghorst. And yeah, let's put that in the past. But so it's kind of like a Fred replacement, or a Fred upgrade. But really, I think Mason Mount is going to be playing in that number 8 position. So replacing Eriksen. And I think 70-80% of games, Mason Mount, Casemiro and Bruno will be playing. So Casemiro as the 6, Bruno and Mason Mount as the 8s, kind of 10s. And on some games, we can maybe rest Bruno a bit more because Mason Mount also is a number 10 in his own right. So I think he's a very versatile, well, maybe not very versatile, he's more versatile player than maybe some other midfielders might be. He also, I believe he played, looking at his stats, right? He mainly plays as an attacking midfielder, so a 10 or an 8. No, or an 8, sorry, CM. But he also does what Bruno does, which is sometimes play on that left-hand side, on the left wing, right wing, where Rashford or Anthony play sometimes for us. So he is a versatile player, and I think Ten Hag wants versatility in his team. He wants players that are comfortable on the ball, which Mason Mount definitely is. And he wants players that, just looking at the stats there, he wants players that can give more to the team generally, right? And I think Mount can do that. Looking back at him at Chelsea, right? A couple seasons ago, Chelsea fans were shouting for him to be their next captain. So this player is clearly good, and he, like as every single Chelsea player had last season, he had a dreadful season. But I don't think we can judge him on that. Looking at the stats for last season, he played 35 games. I think he had a few injuries as well. Only scored 3 goals and got 6 assists. So not a great season for him. But like I said, Chelsea were dreadful last season. He didn't play as many games as he usually does. But then, you can look at people like Kovacic. I don't think Kovacic had the best season either. He went to City, and no one's saying that about him. Everybody's ripping into Mason Mount like, oh, he had a bad season. Why are you paying this much money for him? Cool. We paid 30 mil basically more than City have played for Kovacic. Kovacic is a bit older. Some would say maybe he's a bit better player than Mount, but who knows? It's give or take. Let's see how Mount does for the team. Overall, first of all, actually, the season before last, let's use that as a barometer, right? 21-22, he played 53 games, scored 13 goals and got 16 assists. So double figures in both. From a CM, attacking midfielder, that's not too bad. Obviously, he's not Bruno levels, not De Bruyne levels, but I trust Ten Hag to be able to kind of sharpen this guy up a little bit, rough him up, and or shine him. He's a diamond in the rough, so shine him up, whatever that means. And overall for Chelsea, he's played 195 games, scored 33 goals, got 37 assists. So he's a ticker over. He's only been at Chelsea for 3-4 seasons anyway. Before he was at Derby. When I say only been at Chelsea, he broke through at Chelsea because obviously he's an academy player, so he's been there all his career. But he was on loan at Derby, on the Lampard, and all this kind of stuff. And he works hard. He's a hard worker off the ball. So let's see what he can bring to the team. But ultimately, like I said, it's not. I confess and I concede it's not the most exciting signing, right? I think some of us, myself included, would have been more excited if we'd got in a player like Caicedo. Obviously, we'll all be excited if we get like a Frankie de Jong, but Mason Mount isn't that at this stage. But I genuinely do believe that Ten Hag can do something. He can do something for us. He can pull all the talent that Mason Mount has out of the bag, and hopefully, you can see a development in the team. And something that I think some of us United fans have been shouting for a while is forget all the star names. Sometimes let's build a team, right? Let's build a team that's functional, that works, and that can compete. And Mason Mount is a team player. I think we'll see that he actually provides a lot more for the team than maybe a lot of people are expecting. So I'm confident. I'm positive about this signing, and I'm just happy that we've actually made a signing. So let me know what you think about Mason Mount. Is he gonna be? Are we gonna look back in a couple of years and be like, wow, so glad we signed him? It looks like we'll have him for 4 years, I think, plus an option to extend. So he's gonna be here for a while unless everything goes wrong and we have to sell him. Hopefully not. And yeah, let me know what you think about him and what's next for us. I think next now, I'm not gonna get into it right now because obviously bringing the video to an end. But next, I really want to see us bring in a striker, because I think that's so imperative, especially before we go on the tour and the preseason starts. I think our first preseason game is on the 12th of July. That's next week, basically, like a week and a half or 10 days. So we need to hurry up and get the job done. There's links to Onana. Obviously, all this drama happening with David De Gea now. If you haven't seen it on socials, De Gea's contract runs out on Friday. And now we're getting heavily linked to Andre Onana, who looks like basically the modern day Fabian Barthez, to be honest. But obviously better than that. And I do want him to come in if we can get him. But let's see what's next. Let's see who we're signing next. Who do you want us to sign next? What positions are priority for you? For me, striker is the most priority. Then maybe get that Onana signing in, the goalkeeper. Maybe get another CDM, a cover for Casemiro. And we lost out to Kim Min-jae. Maybe I should have come online and done a few videos about the missing out signings. We lost out to BamiRich for Kim Min-jae for centre back, and I still think we probably do need a centre back coverage for Varane. So yeah, it's been a tough transfer window already, and we've only just really, I was gonna say we've only been started, but it's been 18 days and we haven't really been anywhere. Or 18 days, 15 days of transfer window. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think of Mason Mount. What's next for United? Thanks again, as always, for watching the video. See you on the next one. Drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you everyone that's been subscribing, everyone that's been liking, watching the videos. Really appreciate you, and see you on the next one.